This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Say hello to our friends jumping on right now at Boston's legendary rock station, WAAF. Also our friends at 98 Rock, California's rock station in Sacramento, California. And hello, Kentucky, Z-Rock 103 in Lexington. Thank you, Megan, for the lovely email. We appreciate you guys joining the program. Who Sucks Less is coming up. The Word has names that parents invented for their kids last year. And our question today, drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? As ESPN has it's actually a Sports Illustrated article. ESPN picked up the story as well, as Brett Favre basically says that the first of his 3 MVP years in the league, 97, 98, and 99, he was hooked on Vicodin, and he played most of that time while being pretty messed up. He said the first thing he thought of in the morning was, I got to get some pills, I got to get a buzz. Keep in mind, though, Favre won 3 straight MVPs from 95 through 97. All right? Mm-hmm. Do you remember what he did in 96?
He won a Super Bowl.
He won the Super Bowl and was an MVP as well. Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA. Even if you build a deck, like anything.
Anything productive. Right?
If that's all it is, man. Like, do you hang new cabinets while stoned? Guess what? You have new cabinets.
If you were productive and didn't F it up, then you pulled something off, right?
Right. If you could do crown molding high, man, that's something right there. I'm impressed.
Hello, Dan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How's it going, guys?
Good, man.
Awesome. So I was 18, and I went over to my buddy's house on a Saturday night, and they handed me this soda bottle right when I walked in the door, called it Mystery Juice.
Always a good sign.
Oh, yeah. Being the life of the party that I am, I downed half of it right there, and then proceeded to have somewhere between 10 or 12 Jaeger bombs, not entirely sure. Like it's a little fuzzy somewhere in there. And then polished that off with a few hits of weed, and then the rest of the bottle, which I found out later was full of Hennessy and vodka.
Hennessy and vodka?
Why? I mean, what is the point of that? That's like peanut butter and tuna fish. Like, they just don't need to be together, man.
Hey, man, it was just handed to me. I have no idea what they were thinking. Nobody else was willing to drink it, though, so that should have tipped me off.
I get Hennessy and vodka being at the same party, but they just shouldn't be together.
But not together.
Yeah.
I agree. But anyways, I ended up blacking out, and I woke up on the balcony of their apartment and just started puking, man. And for the next few hours, it was just wake up, puke, fall asleep, wake up, puke, fall asleep. So I finally get up and leave at 7 or 8 the next day, and I realized that I had tryouts for the All-State rugby team that day. So I was completely like, I was thinking I was still drunk at the time, definitely not feeling good, and it was like 95 degrees that day up in Seattle. But I went up. I took it like a man, and then I ended up making the team.
There you go.
All right. And you're probably the least hungover member of the entire squad.
Yeah, it's rugby.
That's the one advantage. Yeah, once you said that, I'm like, well, it is rugby.
Yeah, but still, though, man, it's hot like that and everything else. Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Jared, part 1. Welcome to the men's room.
What is going on, boys?
Hola!
So, I've probably about 3 years ago, I work at a fine warehouse establishment. And I decided, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Chiba Chews.
I'm sorry.
Chiba Chews.
What?
Yeah, like the edibles?
Yeah, they're like the size of a Tootsie Roll, the medical grade. They're about a quad dose.
I think they only sell them in certain states, but they're kind of legendary.
How many milligrams?
Chiba Chews.
The last time I remember, it was probably about 300, 400 milligram.
Wow.
God.
Oh boy.
Damn.
That's all condensed in the size of a Tootsie Roll.
All right.
And-
So this is just a bad idea.
Oh, it was a great idea. What are you talking about?
All right.
I like the idea.
Man, I've had one before. They're pretty phenomenal.
Are they really?
They're fantastic.
Okay. All right. I believe you.
I would go to work.
That's the
Oh
difference.
no! Of course. You got to go to work when you're on those.
Yeah.
I took one of those about 7:30 at night, and then proceeded to go to the casino with a couple of buddies. Smoke all the way there, drink while we're there, and by the time we get home, it's probably about 2:30. I kind of forgot that I had to be at work at 6 o'clock that morning, and I ended up showing up still drunk and high, like ridiculously, and about 10 o'clock rolls around, and it's break time for my manager, and she comes walking in and she says, hey, I'm going to go to break. You're on your own. Deal with it. I said, hey, can you just do me one huge favor? Right across the street, I need you to go to McDonald's. I'm not going to make it before breakfast. I need something greasy. I need something. She looked at me and she said, are you hungover? I said, not right now, but by the time you get back, I might be.
Right. Not yet.
Right now, I'm still drunk.
Give me 10 minutes. It might kick in.
I feel like it's getting close. That's what I'm asking.
That
for
always
first.
happens when you're at the end of one of those trips where something else has gotten you to the point where your mind takes over. You forget how much you've drank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or how much you've smoked. Like, oh, my God, I smoked 3 packs of cigarettes last night. That's why I have no throat left,
And then my buddy who took a Chiva Chew about 30 minutes before me the night before, he showed up to work about 11:30 and kicked in the door and threw me an energy drink and said, I still feel it. I guarantee you do. And that was the best energy drink of my life.
I like that he kicked in the door.
I don't know. You need this, man.
I just had one.
Are you hungover? Listen, you're the manager at, I don't know, what did he say, a fine warehouse establishment. Don't you just assume that 75% of your staff, if they're not interacting with customers, I assume the guy's stocking anything at any given moment. I assume that person's high. How the hell wouldn't they be?
Yep. From Bleacher Report's 20 great drunk moments in sports. So the story goes, after winning the gold medal at the 2008 Summer Olympics, everyone and their brother wanted a piece of Hope Solo and the U.S. women's soccer team. The team, however, just wanted a moment to enjoy themselves. According to Hope Solo, they partied all night after winning the gold and showed up pretty tuned up to a live edition of the Today Show. Vince Vaughn partied with us, Solo told ESPN the magazine. When we were done partying, we got out of our nice dresses, got back into our stadium coats. At 7 a.m., we all went on the Today Show drunk.
Nice.
And America cheered as they should have. 2008.
Man.
Wouldn't you be working your ass off? I've been up all night.
Especially if you win a gold medal or like a World Cup.
What did you expect?
If I won any sporting event or significant entertainment, like, I don't know, the Grammy, whatever.
Anything.
If you're going to interview me the next morning on a morning show, then yes, understand. I'm going to come in reeking of booze.
Those, even the bands that get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Sure.
whatever, after the thing is, and it's a long, boring-ass ceremony, they'll still go to a bar, and some of the bands, like the Nirvana, they jammed until 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, just playing for their friends and getting just absolutely S-faced.
I mean, that's a great thing about sports. I've said this before, but, like, it gives those people a finality.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, sorry, but was it music or acting? Like, those Hall of Fames, it's all kind of opinion.
They're still around, and it's opinion, right?
Right, but like if you win the World Series, it's like, all right, we were the best damn team. Like,
You won.
And you can't take that away, and that'll be with you for the rest of your life.
Go celebrate.
That's your legacy. Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Brian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Well, our story begins on a cold winter day. I was out installing dish network, and my boss pulls up. This was the first time I'd met him, and it was so cold outside, like at least a good foot of snow on the ground. And he says, "You want something to warm up? Come on over to my truck." And I did, and he reaches under his seat and he pulls out this bottle of Goose, and we both take a drink. And
this is your boss.
This is the boss that you just met.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Like we've seen each other in the shop, but never in the field.
Okay.
So But and then I was like, well, let's go over to my van, to my truck, and I do the exact same thing. We were the best of friends after that.
I bet you were. I see how that probably worked out as a good start.
Wait, I gotta ask, one of your first days at work, you bought a bottle of booze with you in your truck?
Oh, no, I'd been working there for a few months.
So it's okay.
But this is the first day you met your new boss or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. First day I'd actually met my boss, yeah.
No, is this a standard practice? I mean, like, he shows up with a bottle of goose, and then you're like, well, let's go to my truck. I got some stuff. So, like, if I need a quick nip, and there's a guy in the neighborhood doing some dish work, and I run up to him like, hey, man,
Sure.
here's $10, and I get a shot.
If there's snow on the ground, absolutely.
All right.
That's fair.
So, did you do your job most of the time intoxicated?
Oh no, that was really just to warm up. Like it was just so cold. Because it kind of wears off pretty quick when it's that cold outside.
Okay.
I mean, I go to work every day blazed. Just absolutely blazed every day.
But I'm not going to get drunk.
So,
Well, we don't want to know where you work, but what type of things do you do for a living now? Are you in the same field?
no, I lay pipe. I'm a plumber.
Yeah,
All
boy.
right, I'm a gigolo.
Yeah. Done laying pipe.
I know, you sound like you're bragging. Oh, man.
I'm laying pipe. Rich women.
Yeah, they like it when I'm stoned.
Yeah, exactly.
I get real hungry, you know what I'm saying?
Come over and eat their naps. Nips, whatever they call
Naps.
it. Those cracker things.
The nappy area.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. That too. Drunk, high, or hungover. What did you get done? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Legendary story of Doc Ellis, who tripped his way to a no-hitter. This from Crack.com and 18 new articles, the 5 greatest things ever accomplished while high. In the hundreds of thousands of games in Major League Baseball history, there have been about 260 in which the starting pitcher records every out without giving up a hit. Doc Ellis became one of the few to do it June 20th, 1970, though he barely remembers it. So you know, there is also a cartoon version of Doc telling the story, or maybe a narrator explaining what Doc was going through.
It's his voice, but they animated what he said.
It's worth taking a look at. Doc Ellis woke up around noon on what he thought was Friday, and he ate 3 tabs of acid, presumably because he was tired. But when his girlfriend arrived, she was carrying Saturday's newspaper, which meant he'd slept through Friday or that his girlfriend was a time traveler. He's not sure. The sports page had more bad news for Doc. He was actually scheduled to pitch in San Diego in 6 hours. We probably wouldn't have gone to the ballpark that day, not even slept through, he says. But Ellis, he had said he'd pitched high before, and by that we mean he had never pitched sober, starting with booze as a high school prodigy and moving up through amphetamines and cocaine in Major League Baseball. His pirate teammates often took bets on whether anyone could take as many amphetamines as Doc could. This is true.
Come on.
Ellis hopped on a flight to San Diego and faced down a lineup that had woken up knowing that day, not knowing what it was. And they also did not know that the pitcher they were facing was hot on acid. Ellis remembers very little about the game other than that sometimes the ball was huge in his hands and sometimes it was very, very tiny. And then at one point, he dove out of the way of a line drive, only to look up and see that the ball hadn't even reached the mound. It was, in fact, an attempted bunt.
And he dove off the...
Writing in the New Yorker, Oliver Sacks describes a state of mind known as the zone, in which a baseball approaching at close to 100 miles per hour may seem to be almost immobile in the air. Its very seams strikingly visible, as if anything is in slow motion. In a suddenly enlarged and spacious timescape. Think about if you're getting involved in a car crash. Think about how time travels in those moments. These are these similar times they're talking about.
I remember it clearly.
Being in the zone as it happens very slowly, although it's happening in real time. In a suddenly enlarged and spacious timescape, the zone is typically brought on by confidence, adrenaline, and being effing awesome at baseball, according to Ellis. Ellis was all those things, and LSD's effects included increased heart rate and slowing down of time.
Shouldn't they nickname him Doc LSD?
Yeah. As the game goes on and on and on, one of the aspects you have to understand about throwing a no-hitter is that it gets increasingly more difficult to do because you understand the ramifications of all of these things.
Right.
Did he understand?
Doc Ellis had no idea what the hell was going on, so none of that mattered. He was completely not going to mentally psych himself out because he didn't even know he was doing it at the time.
He didn't care.
And as in the tradition of baseball, when someone is throwing a no-hitter, no one, and I mean no one, talks to the pitcher.
Right.
He is doing this completely alone. The entire game, Doc Ellis is on an island. No one is talking to him. Meanwhile, he's tripping his face off and doesn't even know what's going on, which makes the thing more impressive. But he also stated that,
But does it? I always thought that story was super impressive, but now I realize he never pitched sober.
He never pitched sober, but he
Right,
never
right.
pitched. But pitching on acid is a hell of a lot different, I think, than any other drug. Like, you can't equate a whole lot to acid.
But the other thing, too, is he didn't know he was pitching. So he never pitched sober, but I don't think he would drop 3 tabs of acid 6 hours before a ball game if he knew he was going to pitch.
No,
you're right.
Because here's the difference, man. Like, there's a lot of things I may or may not have done either stoned or drunk, but not on acid. Like, on acid, like, hey, man, I'm not going to work. Put it that way. So I may have been
I'm gonna
drunk
take
here.
this time
I may have been
to-
high here, but
to
man,
enjoy.
not on acid.
Right.
Like, that's
Yeah.
wow.
It's a game
Actually,
changer.
Well, no, they were shrooms. Never mind. And it wasn't here. It was an event we were doing. but it wasn't
Hallucinogenics
acid.
are not normally associated with the workplace. It's not a good combination.
Unless
at all.
it's an
Some
outdoor
people even
concert.
leave the town they live in.
Some people want to get as far away from that as they can, and far away from everybody. And a lot of times when people go camping, they like to do the thing. You need to get. They just want to make sure they're as far away from anything.
Absolutely.
that anyone can see them, that they can do whatever they want.
And out of cell phone range. That way,
Right.
even if there's an emergency, you want to be unreachable.
Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA.
That should
It's
be
always
the
the
slogan.
worst case scenario.
The slogan for acid should be like, hey, drop acid, because you're not here to help. Like, there is no chance I can help you right now. Hello, Jared, part 2. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Jared.
Hola.
Hola.
And apparently a lot of our listeners still on those drugs.
So mine is when I was stoned last year. Destiny 2, a video game, just came out, and me and my buddy smoked weed for 12 hours straight while playing it, and we actually both completed the entire campaign.
I believe it, man. Is it one of those things, though, where as you got high and you're playing this game, like, I don't like they said, you just get in the zone with it. You know you can beat this game.
Well, we were doing dabs and everything, and I literally felt like I just transported myself into the game.
Some would call it your destiny.
What is it? What would it normally? Do you believe? Could you do this now in the same amount of time, knowing that you already know how to conquer it?
Probably, because whenever I play Destiny, I get stoned.
So you can put yourself back in that time.
How do you think you would do if you played it sober?
Probably not as good.
Okay.
ADHD does not help in a game like that.
And what else does drugs help you with other than video games in your day-to-day life?
Mainly concentrating.
Okay, that's not uncommon, man. It really isn't.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA.
It does. It was just the way he said that. Mainly concentrating.
He was not a great sales pitch for that.
Oh, zoned in, are we?
Sometimes. Sometimes. Fire truck.
Hello, Juanita. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hello.
Hello. So, when I was a teenager, I stole my dad's car one night to go out to party.
What kind of car do you have?
Well, that was my dad's old car, manual transmission.
Okay.
This was back in the 90s. So, anyway, I get completely and totally drunk to the point where my friends take the keys away from me, and they put me down to sleep for a while, see if I could sleep it off. So when I woke up, I had my shoes. They were tied together with a knot so they wouldn't separate, I guess. And my coat under me as a pillow. I put that on. I wrestled the keys out of somebody. I don't know exactly what happened. And somehow I managed to drive home and just collapse in my bed. So the next day, I realized that, the car is in perfect shape, not a single scratch, so there was no drama there. The funny part was that when I stood up in the morning, I tripped and fell on my face, and I realized that my shoes were tied together. Still.
You drove home
like
with your shoes tied together.
And a manual transmission.
And completely drunk.
So basically, you had 3 pedals, and you still managed
With
to
one
get this
foot.
car home.
Right.
Exactly.
3 pedals, 1 foot.
Golly, Juanita.
Wow, man. You know there's no chance. I mean, if you were sober and they tied your shoelaces together, put you in a manual transmission and said make it 4 laps around the track, I'm saying you wouldn't be able to do it.
No way.
Damn.
Probably helped that it was late at night, not so much traffic.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
No.
I mean, still, man.
Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA.
She just get it done. She did it with her damn
Get her
shoes tied together.
Get her done.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Hey, so when I was about 20, stationed in the Navy, we were all out in Panama drinking at Senor Frogs and just...
Wait a minute, hold on. Time out. There's the Senor Frogs in Panama?
There sure is.
I'll be damned. I thought that was Mexico only. I had no idea.
Well, it may have burned down by now if any other sailors got a hold of it.
Okay.
But, yeah,
Right.
drinking until about 3 in the morning and heading back to the ship at about 3:30 and getting ready to take a nap because I didn't have anything to do the next day. And about 10 minutes later, the alarm goes off that 2 fishing boats with about a ton of cocaine were floating about 10 miles out, and I was the master helmsman and had to hop onto the helm and go chase down 2 drug boats of cocaine.
This has to make you really excited, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, whoa, we are knee-deep into a weekend.
How many, does it become like a full-on water chase? Like, how many knots are you picking up as you're chasing after
We were
it?
going about 32 knots chasing this thing down.
And did you get in any kind of, was it just hands up and that was it and you took the coke?
No, we had to shoot them down because they were throwing bales over the side and making us chase them because they were a little fishing boat and we were a U.S. Navy frigate. And I'm sitting there taking orders from the captain, and he was probably just as drunk as I was.
Do you like to do that thing, man, where you take the knife and you cut into it, man, and then you just, taste it and go, yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, that was, despite common rumors, the Coast Guard are actually the ones that go and seize all the drugs. The Navy just chases them out, and the Coast Guard gets all the credit for it.
So what are you doing then, right? So you chase them out, but are you boarding their ship? Do you place them under arrest? How does it work?
Yeah, we had Tent City up on the flight deck, and Coast Guard goes once we finally shot the engine out of the boat, and the Coast Guard boards the ship, seizes all the cocaine, and we had hostages on for about 4 days till we got to Florida.
So let me ask you this. Did they actually get all the coke? I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
If I get there
Most of it was
first,
gone, yeah.
If they had 10 kilos of cocaine, the Coast Guard knows for a fact they got a 7-kilo bust.
Save the bells.
Right.
Save the bells.
Well, once it comes off the boat, I don't know what happens to it.
I like that.
We'll leave it there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, blame it on the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
We're going
We can stop the boat.
We're going on out. We're going out all night. Senior Frogs is just like, what is that? Like just where people from North America go?
People from the States, specific. Not
Specifically.
Canada.
All right.
No one from Mexico.
So drunk Americans,
Right,
Senior
right.
Frogs.
Senior Frogs.
That's what that translates
You ever
into.
been to one?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Cancun?
I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah,
they are
you can't,
everywhere.
You could fall. I mean, if you're in a tourist destination in Mexico, there's going to be a Senior Frogs.
All right.
And
That's
they
how you know you're
They have
safe,
billboards
right?
everywhere. They have drink specials up all the places. Like, don't forget, it's one of those things like every Thursday night is a little night.
And yes, everyone there speaks English because they don't talk to anyone who speaks Spanish because no one
exactly
from
what you
Mexico-
think it is.
Yeah.
It's 9 of those big things that look like you get like lemonade out of in a 7-Eleven or a slushie.
Yeah.
Just everywhere, like mixed drinks and big ridiculous glasses.
Is it Mexican food, or they just say the hell
Oh
of it?
yeah,
Serve like chicken
it's,
wings.
as
Well,
Mexican as Taco Bell could possibly be.
It's as Mexican as what we have here.
Nachos.
Right.
Like, oh, look out. Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA. It's exactly what you think it is. It's a nightclub.
It's a restaurant.
In a resort
it's
town.
a
It's
souvenir
bar,
shop.
It's,
Right.
it's, the place where you get your dumb T-shirt to wear around.
Right.
It's all the above.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, my story has to do with being tied into the whole aspect of, you're going to trip and do something with your friends, and it didn't turn out the way that you thought it would. So, me and my girlfriend wanted to go pick up some acid. So I go and I pick up some acid, or what I thought was acid, but the guy told me later it was a research chemical. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of these things, or like you get them from like the Netherlands over the internet. Anyways,
No.
so we had this whole plan. We're gonna go to our friend's house and take it. So we go to our friend's house, and I take mine on the way over there, and my girlfriend goes and takes hers with like ice cream or whatever because she can't swallow pills. And so it's like a couple hours in, and I'm tripping like so hard, like worse than I ever have in my life. I'm sweating and seeing prehistoric animals everywhere, and
ooh, it's like a sexy Jurassic Park.
it was getting there. And so she starts yelling at me saying that, it's not working. We're leaving right now. And I was like, no, trust me, just wait 20 minutes and it'll work for you. Just wait 20 minutes. And she's like, nope, we're leaving right now. So we get in the car, and I'm flying in a space taxi down the freeway, and the road's like giant purple waves, and it's just crazy. And we get to a gas station, and we go inside, and then I can tell something's up with her. So we buy her stuff, and we sit back in the car, and she's like, I'm tripping so hard, and I just definitely can't drive. And so, but we're both at the gas station, so what are we gonna do? We're both just stuck there. And she looks at me and she's like, can you drive? And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way. And like she looks like a talking dragon at this point to me.
Right, you should not be driving, right?
Yeah, it's a talking dragon's telling me to drive. And I'm like, no way. So we just got to get to her mom's house at this point. Now we just got to get to her mom's house. So she's like, screw it. So she pulls out, and we're driving, and we put on Justin Bieber because we think that's going to help us.
Oh, no.
Over for some reason.
Help me, Bieber, help me.
I don't know. We put on Justin Bieber, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is what sober people do. They listen to Justin Bieber or something
all the time.
like that.
That's how you can tell.
I don't think you could be hammered and listen to the Biebs.
I mean,
Trust me, you can, Miles.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
He's got some jams.
Okay.
So we're cruising down the freeway, and this is like bad. This feels like I'm on like 10 hits of acid or something. This is like really bad, and I can't even wait to get to the home and talk to her mom. And so we pull up, and yep, her mom's home, and my girlfriend at the time, Kelly, she was running upstairs and runs into her room, leaves me to deal with her mom. So I got to talk to her mom. I think that there's aliens trying to download data into my brain from outer space, and she's trying to talk to me about what to make for dinner tonight. And I just keep saying yes. I think that yes is the best answer I can stick with. Yes, 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 yes. And I just bolt upstairs. But that's pretty much the extent of it. We got home. That was the goal.
Right.
I mean, you said, the question was something that I did well high, so, I accomplished it. We got home tripping that hard.
Yeah.
And you had to talk to the mom.
Yeah, I had to talk to the mom. That was probably the worst part.
How long did you sleep? How long did you sleep for?
Well, I mean, we probably tripped for a good 14, 15 hours, and then we crashed out really hard, but
That's the one thing I remember about that. Like, whatever it was, whatever the situation was, like there was a good 18 hours that I probably would hit the pillow and you wouldn't see me after that.
That's all you want to do is sleep. But what's crazy is
you don't even know what day it is when you wake up.
But if you had to work, say, a 96-hour, you got to work 4 days in a row, you would still do that. It's just a matter of when I get the chance to sleep. And it could be next month. Mm-hmm. But when I get the chance to sleep, I'm sleeping for precisely 3.5 days.
Then all of a sudden, like, you have this moment, like, oh, my God, I'm hungry.
I know.
Oh, I'm starving.
Yeah, your stomach's like,
you haven't fed me. Right. Exactly. Like, no kidding, kid.
I thought you were fasting.
You haven't eaten in days. Like,
the night before, it's like, get that food away from me.
And the food tastes so good that when you eat it, you're like, oh, my God, I love breakfast.
You ever had bacon?
Oh, my God.
You gotta have bacon.
Breakfast, man. If you go I remember we used to go to this breakfast buffet, and I mean, it was just like, like just the lights, the gates, the smell. You could smell the pancakes and the griddle. You just walk in there like, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Like,
I'm thinking of a breakfast spot like
I'm
that right
try
now.
every one of these syrups. I don't even know what the F it is.
Even the blue one.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we always leave one particular festival and hit this one breakfast spot.
Right.
And I can think of my order, the omelet and the giant
You
chocolate
already know
milk.
what you're getting.
Oh, God, that chocolate milk tastes good.
Might even get two. Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bichola. You have entered the men's room.
The 5 greatest things ever accomplished while high from crack.com. Number 4 on their list. Freud and cocaine invent psychoanalysis. Freudian psychoanalysis is one of the most influential and controversial theories of the 20th century. However, as they go on to say, you can't deny that it created an entire branch of medicine.
Right.
The drug, cocaine. The first 10 years
I love the cocaine. I love the cocaine.
of Sigmund Freud's career were like a roving cocaine pep rally. He prescribed cocaine to everyone, all of his friends. If they had a headache, you got a nasal ailment, cocaine. Hey, are you feeling down? Cocaine. Are you feeling up? Cocaine. You got a cold? Cocaine. You need color in your face? Cocaine. He gave his friends cocaine to give their cheeks a red color. Freud wrote unintentionally hilarious letters to his wife promising to show her what happens to a woman in the hands of a wild man with cocaine in his blood. Oh, and he wrote an entire book called On Cocaine. That basic thesis was, cocaine is effing awesome. You should really think about trying some now.
That's in layman's terms.
Right.
This is what he's getting at.
After one of his friends died from the drug, however, Freud quickly folded up his cocaine pom-poms and sweater skirt combo and went on to found the theory that was named after him. But a respected Freud biographer seems to think, of course, he was always dabbling in the drug, just not as
much
big as he was for his second act of his career. He most relied on the drug to untie his tongue, and this is why that Freud enjoyed his cocaine. Before Freud experimented with the drug, he was what they called emotionally sterile, socially awkward in all ways. He was known to be the guy in the lab coat. Cocaine not only untied his tongue, it turned him into, quote, a chatty Cathy that wanted to discuss how you feel about your mother, basically inventing his own way of sitting down and you going to a person once a week to talk to. This is where this started.
He did it himself on cocaine.
Yeah. Berger specifically points to a series of all-night cocaine benders in which Freud and his friend discussed their profoundest despair. As he referred to it, from those sessions, Freud came up with the whole idea of the patient pouring out his feelings on a couch while the therapist nodded and took notes.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you sober people do? Nothing.
Drunk, high, or hungover, what did you get done? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Rusty. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Hola.
See, I purposely didn't say hola.
Yeah, but we did.
I'm a stand-up... Good job. I'm a stand-up comedian, and when I first started, I got asked to do it, or I was begging this booker to give me a show. I maybe had 30 minutes of material, and I was going to feature for him. I do start the show. Everything's going good. He tells me the headliner hasn't showed up yet. So I just have to wing it until the headliner shows up. He didn't. The best part about this show was the bar was open. As soon as I showed up, they go, hey, you can have anything you want and as much of it as you want. And I was 22 years old. So I show up an hour before the show, get completely tossed, just completely smashed. Go on stage thinking I'm only having to do 30 minutes. An hour and a half later, I'm still up there.
How did you pull off? Like, that's a long time to improv on stage. You just start, like, talking to the crowd?
Well, it was my first time drinking, so I came up with some stories that I didn't know I had. They just kind of popped out.
You're just working out material on stage. You're just going through it.
It wasn't even material before. It was just a story. You know what I mean? Like,
what percentage of that did you keep after doing that?
Oh, all of it.
Okay. You still doing stand-up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Been doing it about 16 years.
Wow.
I probably won't stop.
Yeah, well, don't do it bust. Or do it bust.
Do it bust.
Maybe come up with all your good new material. You never know, yeah.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.